Hi stamping friends, welcome back. Sandi MacIver here. Hope you're having a great week. Today I'm sharing a really super simple card with a stenciled background using the Winter Floral stencil from Simon Says Stamps. And I am going to be using this awesome stencil with the Nuvo expanding mousse, and this is in worn linen. And I'm also showing you some other mousses and embossing paste that you can use with these stencils. You don't need to use what I'm using. Grab whatever's in your cupboard. And I start by using pixie spray on the back of my stencil, and what this does is it secures it to the paper that I'm going to be working on so that hopefully none of my mousse gets underneath my stencil and I get a nice clean stencil. So you'll notice I'm taking a piece of plastic off of my jar. This is press and seal. I like to put it on once I have opened one of those jars. I think it helps it to slow down the drying out process when you open a jar of these things. They have a tendency to really dry out quickly. So then you're just going to grab your paste knife and you're going to spread your product around. Again, I'm using the mousse. Embossing paste works just as well. And once you get it all over, use your knife to go over it and smooth it all out and take any excess off. You can pop that back into the edge of your jar and then scrape it away to the middle because it will help it stay moist longer. Place that seal back on and the lid on, and then don't forget to wash your stencil right away because this stuff sticks like crazy. For my center sentiment, I'm going to be using Simon Says Stamps Inside Christmas Greetings, and I am stamping it onto a piece of Schoolhouse Red, and I'm going to be stamping it in Versamark and then covering it with the white embossing powder, shaking off the excess and heat setting it. Love heat embossing, especially on my Christmas projects. And you'll see that I'm using the grid on my glass mat to help get that straight. There we go. I'm just going to quickly cover it with embossing powder and then heat it with my heat tool. The little holly on the front of my card is created with the die cut Christmas foliage, also from Simon Says Stamps, and I did not cut mine apart. I run it through each time and keep my extra pieces. You need a 3x3 square inch of cardstock to run it through, and as you see, I'm putting it through my GEMINI, which is an electric cutting machine, which is saving my arm. Because you're going to see at the end of this that I have an awful lot of extra pieces, so I did a lot of die cutting for this, but I'm going to show you another card that I created with the leftover pieces in a future blog post. The mousse takes about 20 minutes to dry, and I'm using a little sanding block just around the edges to make sure that I get any strays that are outside. And I'm going to use my Score Buddy to make sure that I put this on the card front nice and square. It's got a ridge around two sides, so it makes it nice and easy to accomplish that. And then I've got some foam tape on the back of my sentiment, which I'm attaching to the center of my card. So now it's time to grab some white glue and start adding all these little die cuts to the front of the card. And I do all of the little berries first. And those are done in AUDREY blue from Simon Says Stamps. And then the holly leaves are done with leaf green. And you can fuss with this for quite a while. It does take a few minutes to get all these pieces glued on there. That's why I sped this up just a hair. And then the same thing with the leaves. Add a few dots of the white glue on the back of each piece. And I like using the white glue because it gives me a little bit of time to maneuver it around if I don't happen to get it in exactly the perfect spot when I lay it down. See? And now I have it tucked on my fingers too. So there we go. There's all the little pieces. Fast and easy card. And you could do a variety of different backgrounds depending on what kind of mousse or embossing paste you had kicking around. And see all the extra little pieces. This is what I'm going to build my next card out of, and I'll share that with you shortly. For the rest of this card, for the supply list of everything that I used today, there is a link right underneath this video, so you can just click on that. And if you enjoyed my project today, please consider giving me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And until next time, happy stamping! Toodles!